the name is Brandon Groce. And we are the Game Changers. Designers, creatives alike. We are in a world that runs on value. Our next designs will be the shiniest. Our next animation will be the most buttery. Ladies and gentlemen, Game Changers, let the games begin.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Editor X Live with me, your host, Brandon Groce. I want to say hello to all of you guys in the chat. We had a nice, beautiful weekend, and I hope you guys had as well. First off, I want to say hello to all of you in the chat. Please let me know if you had an amazing weekend, what you did, and what you're off doing at the start of this week. I'm excited to have you guys back here. So, we are in week number 2 of our daily creative challenges in Editor X. If you guys are brand new to the challenges, please put one in the chat so I know if you are new and I can give you guys some context. But with that said, we're going to get straight on into our daily creative challenges. We're going to talk about what our challenge is, how to get involved and join and submit your work at the end of each one of these days, and really just how to get started with us. So with that said, let us go to my screen and let us begin. All right, so first things first, and I apologize. That was a little quick. I'm not used to that transition. I don't know why that was there, but it was still sexy. Don't you guys agree? All right. So with that said, first things first, if you are brand new and you haven't already, please make sure to actually make an account with EditorX. Go to editorx.com. Link is down in the description. You guys can go to Start Now, sign up for free, and join us. Start rolling with us in our daily creative challenges. You can start making responsive websites for free starting now today. So second thing, for house cleaning items, do make sure, if you haven't already and you want to join along with us in these daily challenges each month, that you join our Discord. You guys can join that down in the description as well. You guys want to join, and make sure when you come in here that you go to the Get Verified section. Make sure you have 1, chosen a role so we get to know you better, and 2, you make sure that you accept our community rules so you can see and get access to the rest of Discord. And yeah, so there's some house cleaning items for us. Now, in terms of 2 other things that you want to know, or really 3 each, this is the hub in which we tell you every day or each month when the challenges are happening, what are the challenges in advance, so you guys in our weekly challenge in our information section, like today, we show you how to register, where to join us for the next segment, and what today's challenge is. Today is day 6, and we are building a sticky scrolling website, or a website with those type of effects. And when we're done at the end of each challenge, I'll show you guys how to publish your website and submit them in here to win marvelous prizes each month. And this month, you guys have the ability to win an Editor X swag pack with hoodies, sweaters, socks, and other cool Editor X memorabilia. And on top of that, if there's any questions that you have about the challenges, I love this because you guys have been asking really good questions, and I've been able to jump in here and answer them for you. So make sure you guys are doing that as well. So that's house cleaning items. Let's see, that took us about, all right, we're good. That 3 minutes, perfect. Now let's jump into today's challenge. I'm gonna minimize everything. And so let's talk about what we're doing. So this is a very simple, I'm trying to also make it so that we can get these challenges done and learn something very quickly in 30 minutes. Super short and sweet. So what we're doing today is we're gonna do something, we're gonna do scrolling animation. So late paying clients got me liking, as we scroll, we have these wonderful gifs of crying emojis coming down. So I'm gonna showcase to you guys how to do that, and also for kicks and giggles, we'll also create a button that makes all of that scroll for us automatically. So that's what we have. If you haven't already, do make sure that you like this video and subscribe, because it helps the channel immensely, and it helps us know that you guys liked what it is that we made today. So let us begin. So all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna create a new page. And by the way, if you do want the assets specifically for what it is that we are building today, you guys can go, again, link in the description, and download all the assets from our Dropbox link. So I am going to do tutorial, just like this. And when you guys make a new page or a blank Editor X site, you will not get this automatic. This is essentially the menu that I made. I'm gonna delete this for now. We're gonna make a whole new one from scratch together. But you guys, when you create a blank page, you will already have a menu, and you'll essentially just be following my lead from here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new section, and the old section I'm just going to make our menu. So I'm just going to squeeze that and that will be our menu. So you guys will have essentially what it looks like here, except you'll have a logo and a pre-made menu from the start, but you'll delete those. So what we're going to do is, first things first, is I'm going to pull in a background image. So I am going to, and another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this just so I want to have our other website up as a reference. But it seems like everybody had a nice, chill, and relaxing weekend, so it seems. And I loved, by the way, those who submitted the challenges from last week. I can't wait to look at those. Your guys' Tesla websites were amazing. So again, really good job with that. All right, so all right, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want for reference. And let's begin. So first things first, I'm gonna select my section here. And just to give me a little bit of space, I'm gonna click on it and just start with 100 VH. For whatever reason, it starting out so small just like makes me claustrophobic. So we're gonna broaden that up. Next thing is I am going to make my menu. I'm gonna click on my menu here, or our top navigation, and I'm gonna switch this position type from default, and I'm going to, for right now, I'm gonna stick this to pinned, and I'm gonna do overlap next section. And you really won't see what that does until we add the background image here in our section. So from here, I am going to add a image. I'm gonna right click, quick add image. I'm gonna scale this to our full section here. And see, what you guys see here is our navigation is over top of our section. If I unclick this, you see how it's basically in its own row. So I do overlap and it just basically comes over top of our section, which is perfect. So I'm gonna take this, change image, and I'm gonna take this black paper background here, update it. There we go. And what I wanna do next is I am just gonna click on my menu here, and I am going to make this, I'm gonna make this a little bit darker. So I'm gonna take this, go to my design panel here, and I might, give it a little bit of an opacity, maybe like 70. Nothing too crazy. And what I'm gonna put in the middle of this is my logo. So I'm gonna make sure I'm selecting my menu here, right click, quick add, and I'm going to add another image here. And if you have an SVG, feel free to do an SVG, but I do not have an SVG of my logo for this project. So if you wanna get fancy and accurate, do your fancy and accurate things, ladies and gentlemen. So boom, let's scale this. Gonna make sure that it is centered to our section here, both vertically and horizontally. Change image, and we are going to use my logo here. Have no fear if it's cropped. All you have to do is click on the cogwheel and then just go to reset image, and you should be good to go. And I'm gonna just squeeze this in here and center it once more. Perfect. So menu's good to go, nothing too crazy there, simplified. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make our text, and we are going to make the rest of these sections. Basically, each face is in a section, and we have used different position types so that when we scroll, they basically come over top of our first section. So what we're gonna do here is we are going to right click. We'll make sure that we're selecting our section here. Quick add, we are gonna do, we'll just play with title for right now. And I'm gonna steal this. I'm just gonna copy it because typing is not my forte. I talked to a couple people today about that in copywriting and those things when it comes to writing. Speaking, much better. Writing, 9. Not at all. All right, so I'm gonna change this text to white so we can read what this is. And I'm gonna change this to, I think we're using Montserrat over here. Yes. M-O-N, there we go. And we are going to scale this puppy up. What is our, we have we'll do a range here. We're gonna start off with 62, and then I'll talk about why I did the range. All right, so we have this. I'm gonna center this up. I'm gonna pull this in just like this. I'm gonna make sure that this is centered too, center aligned. There we go. I'm gonna make late paying clients bold. So I'm just gonna click in, highlight, Control B for bold. Make sure this is still in the center here. And I think we have 3 lines. We'll do 2 lines. I think that's fine for us. And now we're going to start getting on the other sections. So what we want to do is when we start creating a new section here, I'm going to just do blank. And I might grid it for, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm also going to make this 100 VH. So each section I'm making 100 VH. Perfect. And for right now, I don't think we need to grid anything. So I am going to go into this new grid. I'm going to, we'll apply a half grid for right now. I think this might help out long term, but we'll see where it takes us. I'm going to right click, quick add, and I'm going to add an image. I'm going to add my first GIF here. I'm going to change image, and I'm going to grab our crying little GIF here. And of course it's cropped, so I'm going to go in, click the cog, reset image. Perfect. And let's see, how do we do our first one? So we have it over on the right, or on the left, and we have it rotated. So how we're going to rotate our image here is we're going to pull this over. We're going to go to our inspector over here, and I'm going to look for our rotational in adjust, just like this. So I'm going to just type in some things here, 25 degrees. I'm going to scale this down a little bit. And it's basically, EditorX is automatically docking immediately our asset to the left and to the top, which is perfect. So what I'm going to do just very quickly, because we're going to make this not only on desktop, tablet, and mobile, is I'm just very quickly going to duplicate this. So I'm hitting Control D. It automatically makes me another section with the same content. I'm just going to drag our face to the other side. I'm going to do -30, or let's do -20. We'll do -30 in terms of rotation degrees. Maybe we'll make this a little bit smaller. And make sure that this is docking to the correct. Okay. And I'm going to do one more, selecting this section. I want to duplicate it, so I am doing Control or Command D. Gives me a whole new section. And now I'm going to take the rotation off of this. Bring this to the center here, and I am going to scale this puppy as large as I want. And to make sure that it does not go, I don't want anything that is past our section to be shown. So I'm just going to click my section. I'm going to go to overflow content, and we have it to show. I'm going to click it to hide, and there we go. It fixes that problem. So now I can scale this like super, super large. And I know some of you guys are like, well, Brandon, it looks like a horrible cutout. Have no fear. When I show you guys what we're doing, it will make so much more sense, and it won't look ugly. Trust me. All right, fingers crossed. So what we are looking at right now, I'm going to preview the site, and I'm going to show you what this looks like and how we're going to change it very easily. So our scrolling experience looks like this so far. That's not what we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on my section. And we are going to open up our inspector panel, and we are going to do position type sticky. Let's preview. So now this, regardless of where we're scrolling, will stay right here. Now we're going to do this to the other sections. Right click, or we're just going to click, go to our inspector, position type sticky, and I'm going to do that to the rest of them. Default sticky. And default sticky. All right, let's go back to preview and let's see what we got. So now when I scroll, we're staying here, scroll down, cry face 1, cry face 2, cry face 3. And so now you can see we have a black background. Things don't look too crazy, although we can see through this face. So we're gonna adjust where this face is popping up. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if at all you guys have questions, please drop them in the chat so I can answer them. Sometimes I go a little too fast, sometimes I go a little too slow, and I want to make sure that you guys are understanding this stuff. whether it's just like, yes, Brandon, we have it, or Brandon, can you go over that one more time? So let me know in the chat. So I'm going to take this face, I'm going to make it a little bit, I'm going to pull it down just a little bit, and I'm going to just keep trying to find a good spot for it. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more. Center it here. Preview. All right, that's looking pretty good to me. So next what we're going to do is we're going to make sure all of this is responsive all the way down to mobile, and then we're going to add our button for some funness, just so you guys can see a quick way of how to learn to use anchor links, but also just for fun, just another way of having this cool interaction. So I'm going to go to tablet here, and we're going to just change a few things. So our logo got a little, got a little shrunk. So what we're going to do here is we are going to scale this up. We are going to put this back in the center, use our alignment tools to make sure it is in the center. And I do want to set this to fixed so it doesn't keep pushing and pulling, or scaling rather. Text, same thing. I'm going to pull this to where I would like it in terms of width. This looks perfect to me. I'm going to set it to fixed. And I'm going to see when we scroll what happens here. 1, 2. All right, our head kind of got lost, so let's figure out where our head went. I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to go to my last section here. I'm going to open it up, click on our image, and it's way down here, so I'm going to use my alignment tools rather than dragging it to bring it to the center of the section where it should be. I'm going to pull it back down, scale this up. And we are going to go to preview, and this looks good. I do want to make the faces a little bit bigger, this one a little bit bigger, this one a little bit bigger. Oh my goodness, I did not see your guys. You know what's crazy? You guys have been talking the entire time in the chat, and it was barren. I felt so lonely. I was about to cry. I did not see Dimma. I did not see Lorraine. I did not see Lainey. My goodness. I am so sorry. Literally, just the whole chat went brrr, and I saw all of you guys say hello. And I'm sorry I didn't say hi back. YouTube didn't want me to see all of the love. And what's going on, Adrian? Glad to see you back here again, my friend. All right. I was like, man, it's Monday. Everybody left me alone. It was getting serious, guys. I was getting a little worried. Lainey is asking, why did you put the image in the section and not in a container in the section? So Lainey, that's a good question. And this is kind of what we talked about last week. Sometimes you want to put images in containers, and sometimes you don't need to, because for this instance, we don't need to super control kind of what's going on with how the images are interacting, or how the images are working are exactly how I want them to work. The reason that I use containers are to give a little bit extra control of what's going on with assets. So I don't necessarily need to confine the images. The sections, the images are docking where they should be when it comes to their position, if that makes sense. So we talked a little bit about this last week, where there is no right or wrong way to build a site. It's basically build it and use the tools at your disposal to help you build what you're trying to get in terms of an outcome. So EditorX has all these tools and the ability to allow you to either constrain or liberate your design and give you as much control as possible. But for this, since it's really simple, all I have to do is drag the images, tell them to dock to the section, and they're good. You could add a container, but then you have to edit the container and the image. It really depends on how you want to build the thing. But I hope that answers your question. But I did that is a good question. So I'm glad you asked. But let me know if I cleared that up. There's basically, the shorthand is there is no right or wrong way to build. There's just tons of tools you can utilize to get to your the best outcome, if that makes sense. So there's a tool bag. You don't have to use all the tools. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna shrink this down. I was gonna play around with the sizable, with the responsive text. I don't think we need to do that. When we start scaling this, we'll see if we run into any trouble. But I'm gonna set this to 40. And I'm gonna bring this up just a tad bit. All right, cool. Lainey says, yes, we got it. All right, cool beans. All right, now I'm gonna go to preview. I'm gonna see where all this stuff pops up and what we need to change. All right, and they're really tiny. So we're gonna, during mobile, we want people to feel the sadness, okay? We want to feel the sadness of the late paying client, okay? Just make sure you send the invoice on time. If you do not send the invoice on time, it is not the client's problem. Lainey says, did you create the GIFs or do you have some good sources for downloading GIFs? Actually, Lorraine, I'm glad you asked this because today I actually wanted to talk a little bit about Editor X and Lottie. I downloaded Lottie. This is essentially where I got the GIF. And at another point, I would love to be able to talk about how we can actually embed Lottie animations into Editor X, but at the moment, that's not, this would be a whole nother 30-minute conversation. But essentially, I just typed in sad, and there are tons of GIFs you guys can play with. You can click into them. You can download them. You can download the GIF. You can download the Lottie JSON. You can download the GIF, the MOV. I downloaded the customizable GIF where I could make the background transparent. So, excellent question. I'm so glad you reminded me. This is, the teamwork makes the dream work, guys. Keeping me sharp. All right, so let's go back. We have, all right, one. I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. Our second face. Let's move this up. I'm gonna use my arrow keys, holding shift. Holding shift makes the movement a little bit more. Lainey says, love Lottie, but would love to know how. That's a great question, and I can't speak to Lottie animations as of yet in terms of how to integrate them. I know you can. However, haven't I gotten there? But when I do, there will definitely be a mini tutorial on it. But for right now, feel free to download the GIFs and ta-da! Easy workaround until we get a little bit of a course that I can show you guys how to do those things. But just know you can use Lottie in Editor X with the actual JSON files and being able to embed them. But for right now, we're using GIFs just for the sake of not having to explain all that. All right, we're gonna go preview. Let's see what we have. And I see you, Lisa, with your question. I have not forgotten about you. I just want to make sure I do this last thing and make sure we are hitting our time goal. All right, we still have about 10-ish minutes. All right, I'm gonna center this puppy, preview. All right, this looks good. This makes me feel the sadness a little bit. Makes me feel it. I'm gonna pull everything down just a little bit. I'm gonna use shift, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. Go to preview. 1, 2, all right. And now I'm just gonna be super obnoxious and scale this super large. Let's see where we get with this. All right, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. I'm gonna make this tiny bit smaller. Okay, and let's see. Lisa says, I get confused when it comes to whether I should make a section sticky versus an element sticky. I got you, Lisa. Great question. So this is what happens if I make a, I'm gonna take this off. So our section right here, this background, we've made this sticky. So basically that entire section and everything in it will be sticky. However, if I make that default, and I take our text and I make this sticky, what this will do is it will make this element sticky to that entire section. So if you guys can see this, this text is trying to stay inside of the section, and will stay in that section until we leave it. So all of this black here, watch this. This full section, this full container, our late paying client text is inside of that section. We have it as sticky. And so we're basically telling EditorX, keep this within view until we are out of that section. So watch, I'm scrolling, it's staying to the top, and as soon as it comes to the end of that, it goes away. You guys see that? So if you guys want to keep the entire section, it depends on what you want to stay sticky. Do you want things to stay sticky inside of the section, or do you want the whole section to be sticky? That's kind of what how you determine things, or how you make decisions, essentially. So I'm gonna go back to this, turn this to default. I want the whole section to be sticky. Perfect. All right, so we have, where did everything else go? Section, sticky. Pardon, guys. And I want to make sure that we have everything. All right. I was like, why is everything's not. Hold on, let me just undo some things, guys. I'm gonna Control Z a good bit. There we go. All right, needed to go back to where we were. I moved a couple things and then I forgot like what I had moved. All right, so let's check some things now. So I'm gonna go to our desktop piece here, preview, and I'm gonna scale this and see what happens. All right, we're looking good. All right, we can work on this mobile a little bit more. So I'm going to go into edit text, and I am going to do responsive, and we're gonna do minimum 40 and max 62. Let's see what happens here. And they're also, let me pull this in. I'm gonna bring the width down to, we'll do like 280, see what that does. And we're gonna center that, we're gonna keep it fixed. And let's see. I don't necessarily like how it's cramming like this. And this should not be fluid. So I'm gonna fix all my stuff to be fixed here. Fixed. Because we already have the sizes we want. Boom, boom. All right, let's fix this. We're gonna center that, and we also wanna make sure that this is, all right, this is a little bit responsive. So let's see if, as we continue to go down, nah, so we're gonna make this even smaller here. Let's try to do 25, see what happens. And I think maybe on mobile we'll probably have to do fluid. All right, there we go. That looks good enough for me for right now. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much desktop, tablet to mobile for our scrolling. Now let's talk about the last touch here for the last minute. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit plus, button, and I'm gonna pull this start out here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my last section here. I'm gonna click on it, inspector, and I'm gonna go right down here where it says anchor. Add an anchor. We're gonna call this last section. And I'm gonna go back up to my button. I'm gonna click the link. I'm gonna go to anchor. Which page? This page. And I wanna go to last section when it's clicked. So I'm gonna click done, preview. And so we have two ways now. We can scroll and we get our beautiful page or our beautiful faces, or now we can go and just click start. And ta-da! So we have two ways now of the anchor scrolling and the scrolling itself. And pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of what we have for today. I'm gonna scroll all the way back up. I'm gonna pull this in so you guys can see kind of what we've got going on. Oh, we still have that, the mobile thing. This is really out here trying to fight us. I'm gonna just set this to fluid, and you know, I'm gonna let it work itself out. All right, there we go. We can hit our start. Boom, boom, boom. And there we go. So ladies and gentlemen, I know we could have continued to, you know, fix this up, push things, move things, and really dial down into where we wanted that text to be, where we wanted things to be, but I really wanted you guys to see how we can both use sections, or sticky sections to create some really interesting scrolling features or animations on the site, how to use an anchor button to auto scroll us all the way down to the bottom so you guys can create some really interesting things. So with that said, do not forget when you are done with your website, I'm going to go back to edit, desktop. Do make sure to publish your website. Make sure to name it whatever you decide. I'm going to call this challenge day 6. It is the day 6, but it is challenge number 5. So you guys can do either way. I'm going to do challenge 5. I'm going to, okay. I'm going to just do challenge day 6 because I already have so many things made. Save and continue. And I am going to copy this site. I'm going to bring it into Discord, and do remember to drop these in the challenge. Do make sure that you are putting them in the correct format here, with your name, the challenge day, and your link, and hit submit. So that is what we're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen. That is today's challenge. And also, I do want to give some love to those of you who created the challenge from last Friday, because these were beautiful. So I do want to take a peek at these and give you guys some love. From Latex, Lorraine. Let me click it. Hold up. And Dimma. I think that was his challenge too. I wanted to... We're figuring out how to organize this stuff, guys. But so far, it's still, you know, it's working. All right, there we go. There's Dimma's number 4. And there was a couple more, but I was super impressed about the responsivity that you guys did. You guys added some animations. Wait, hold on. Where was it that I was super impressed by? Yes, this was awesome. I believe this was Dimma's, where you added hover animations. You brought 2 challenge pieces, or 2 challenge effects into one project. Very impressed by this, and you guys did an excellent job. So with that said, keep doing amazing work. Try out today's challenge, submit it in our Discord under challenges with the correct format, and I will also drop mine as well for reference in there for you guys. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been awesome. We are going to do another challenge, same time, same place, here on YouTube tomorrow. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe, and join our Discord if you haven't already. And do make sure to let us know in our Discord if you are liking these challenges. Do you want longer challenges, shorter challenges? And we'll make sure to get those to you. So with that said, thank you so much, Lorraine, Adrian, Kimberly, Lainey, and so many more of you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great day. See you then. Bye.
Dope responsive websites like this, and even this, for you and your clients within just minutes. First off, you can achieve all of this and much more in the powerful no-code platform, EditorX. On these dates, I will be hosting live daily creative challenges on YouTube to teach you the fundamentals of EditorX and how to create the exact responsive websites you see here, all the way from start to publishing the website. If this sounds of interest to you and you want to improve your EditorX skills, join me live each and every month to get inspired by what amazing things we will create together during our creative challenges, as well as get your questions answered live while we work together. Click the link below to sign up and get notified when the challenges begin, and I will see you in our Discord. See you then.